Hi, everybody. This is Misty Buck with Miss Inc. Digital Marketing, and we are here for another Marketing Monday. I have a really special guest today, Cybele Chamas. You guys might know her. She is all around town, very, very popular in all the networking organizations. She is. I'm sure many of you know her. I'm super excited to have her as a guest today because, of course, we're going to talk about marketing, but today's topic is about financial illiteracy, actually, and a lot of tips, and she's going to talk about statistics and what our country and what we're actually going through with those problems and how we can work past them, and then how she in that business uses marketing as a tool to let people know that this is an issue that exists and here are some solutions to overcome that. So with that, I'm going to let Cybele go ahead and introduce herself. Cybele, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Cybele Chamas, and I'm a financial educator with the How Money Works organization. So really happy to be here today. It's such a current topic as we are coming out of a pandemic. You guys probably forgot what happened last year, but
we're trying to,
right? So many businesses have closed. So many people lost their jobs. So many people got concerned about their incomes, and there's a lot of volatility now in the markets. Conversations about increasing taxes. The debt of our nation is at highest historically. So there's a lot of conversation about what can we do to be smart about money. And all the content that I talk about is from our book, How Money Works. Actually, just going to show you guys the name of the book. It's called How Money Works. Stop Being a Sucker by our co-authors, Tom Matthews and Steve Cybele. And all the content of our classes and what we help our clients with is based on our book. And I have some funny statistics to share with all you guys.
So, all right. So let's go ahead and dive right into those statistics. So I want to hear more about this book and how you guys are using it as a marketing tool to help build your business. But first of all, before we get into statistics, I just like to personally know what drew you to this topic.
I was invited to join the organization because I have a lot of, let's say, a little bit about my background, right? As my guys may see my accent, I'm Brazilian, but I moved to this country in my 20s. And I studied finance. I started in corporate America. I worked in corporate for about 12 years in finance, marketing, business development, sales. Those were my 4 areas. And then for 12 years, I was a business owner. And I had what we call the American dream, right?
Yes.
Owning my own business. Unfortunately, I lost the business during the pandemic, like so many other small business owners in South Florida and so many other parts of the country. And I was invited by the How Money Works organization to join them on this crusade. I think it's a combination of my entrepreneurial spirit, my experience in corporate and finance, and I just really love working with people. So for 12 years, I had a yoga studio where I was probably helping people from the spiritual, fitness, and wellness being. And now I like to make this analogy because people say, wow, now you're teaching finance and you became a certified financial professional. And it's interesting because in this journey of, having a yoga studio and now in finance, I feel like that if you are taking care of your spiritual life and your health and your fitness, right? But you're not taking care of your finances, there is an imbalance. It creates a lot of stress. I'm sure most people can relate to stresses and concerns about finance, right? Especially when we lose an income or there is something that happens in our lives. Almost everybody experienced that at once in our lifetime. Yes. And also, if you're only concerned about money or making money and you're very successful, and which is nothing wrong with that, but you also do not take care of your life and your health and your well-being, then you're also out of balance.
Right.
So I got very inspired to use all that experience with my experience in finance and corporate America to teach this education and help people.
I love that so much because, because a lot of times when you hear from people, they come from one side or another, they don't necessarily have, to use the word balance, a balanced perspective. So you're bringing your financial and your corporate experience and expertise, if we can use that word, but you're also bringing in your experience as an entrepreneur. So when you're working with people, I got to imagine that that's super helpful to have both of those, being able to use both of those brains and say, oh yeah, I actually get it because I've studied this, but I also lived it, right?
Both
and
worlds.
I live from both worlds.
And also the life of an employer in the sense of an entrepreneur, and the needs of somebody that has a steady job and have an income, they're sometimes different, right? Because I was an entrepreneur for many years, and my income was not steady or guarantee when you have a contract where you're making this amount of money and this is your income, this is your salary up to a certain point, because you also can lose your job at any moment, right? But I like to look at all those sides and family and kids. I'm a mom as well, and looking at even background, because so interesting. I think, unfortunately, there is a lot of taboo about talking about money.
Yeah, people are definitely uncomfortable.
As a female, coming from Latin America, I noticed that, I didn't learn that from my parents. What we teach with How Money Works is something that, unfortunately, we don't learn in schools.
Yes.
And we're not here to teach a PhD in derivatives. We're here to talk about basic personal finance.
Right.
Okay, so, compound interest rate, time value of money. How do you manage debt? Saving smart, your income. So all of those things are the basic of personal finance.
Yeah, and a lot of us kind of just fly by the seat of our pants when it comes to finances, to be honest, right? Don't we? We're just like, oh, okay, yeah, this sounds like it'll work. So, so I love that. All right. So you changed careers. You guys have the book out. You're using that to help educate people. So what's in this book? I know you said you wanted to share some statistics and things that are in there.
So this book was written by a veteran in the financial industry, Tom Matthews. He's been in the finance industry for 40 years. And Steve Cybele is the co-author, who interviewed thousands and thousands of successful and wealthy people, millionaires. And he studied their mindset. So it's a combination of mindset and how people think about money and their relationship with it, with somebody that comes from the financial industry and have a specific tools and actions that people can take today to improve their finances. So it's not I would say.
This is interesting. So part of this plan is that it's a mindset.
It's a mindset that takes you to action, because you can read this book. Actually, it was written with cartoons. A 14-year-old person can read it.
Well, maybe it needs to be in school. How Money Works. If you work for a school, maybe you guys need to contact her.
Yes, I'm making donations of this book to some of our local schools as well.
Great.
And we're teaching these classes. We go to now that. Thank God, we're be able to go to some companies and schools and organizations because of the pandemic. We can teach these classes to organizations, even like our PBA, come and talk about it and educate people.
Love it.
Because even if you know a lot about it, there's always some really interesting things that we teach people that they love it. Okay.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I know we keep tiptoeing on the subject of these statistics. I'm dying to know, what are these statistics?
So, like, for example, 44% of Americans don't have enough cash to cover a $400 emergency.
A $400 emergency.
44% of Americans. 43% of student loan borrowers are not making payments. And this was before the pandemic.
That was before pandemic. So imagine now.
38% of households in America have credit card debt. I'm sure, like, this is before pandemic, right? 33% of American adults have zero retirement savings. So there is a conversation about longevity. Even though we went through a pandemic and unfortunately we saw people, passing with that, the truth is that we're living a long life.
Right.
And that brings the question, do we have enough to cover another 20, 30 years of retirement after 67? If we're living, there's a 54% chance that we live until 94 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So we have to fund that retirement.
Right.
Are we saving? we're preparing for that.
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that we discuss, and we also teach people to take action. On the other hand, you may say, well, other statistics that are really cool is that, okay, so we don't have money to save because we don't have enough. We live like paycheck by paycheck.
Right.
But for example, the average Americans spend $237 on subscription services a month. Okay, we spend
services that are like, oh, $20 a month or $30 a month or whatever it is, add up. Is that what you're saying?
If you have $237 that you can save and invest in the right place at the right return,
right,
you can build on compound interest, and year after year after year, you start building your wealth. You prepare for retirement.
Right.
Sometimes we don't notice those things. You know, these are little things that we talk in the book and our classes. People spend $29 a month in alcohol. I'm sure last year was.
Wait, that's it? $29 a
I'm
month
sure
on alcohol?
Was worse than that. I am assuming
Tommy's face.
$60 in coffee and lattes.
Wait, more money on coffee than on alcohol? This is interesting.
This was before pandemic. I heard that alcohol consumption went up like $74 on lottery tickets a month.
On lottery tickets? Okay, I might be guilty of that one.
So those are little monies that when they add up, can make you put something aside in
that's a lot of savings. You start to repurpose some of that. Yeah.
So we talk about those things in the book, and we talk to people about that in classes, because everyone can do something about it. Even if you're young ages, I mean, there's no excuses, because I help a lot of clients with $150 a month. And you know what? With compound interest and in the right place, they may end up having $1 million at 67.
Wow.
Just with $150 a month.
Right.
It's because they have time. That's what we teach in our classes.
So to learn
the time value of money, because compound is interest on interest.
Right.
So if you add that 40 years, in the right place with the right strategy, that's when you start seeing the returns.
Right.
So we invite people to take action, because just learning this information, you can actually read this book in an hour, but then you can just put it in your shelf and good knowledge. But
what do I haven't done anything with it?
Actually, I wanted to suggest everybody to take this opportunity after we went through all of this craziness last year to review all of your policies, review your insurance policies, review where your money, what kind of debt you have, what kind of credit card interest rates you're paying, review, really do like a 360 degrees on your finances, because it's the spring. So finance spring cleanse, can we say that?
Yeah, we can say it. Spring clean, financial spring cleaning.
Take a look at everything that you have and do 360 degrees.
I love it.
I would love to talk about marketing, because there's some interesting things that you said when you were prepared for a pandemic like this. For example, in this particular industry and with this particular organization, we had everything digital. We were able to send information by text. We are able to teach our classes on Zoom, because we couldn't see anybody. We are able to send blogs and articles and websites. Everything was digital marketing. And we were really prepared for this, even though we didn't expect this to happen,
That's very smart. So a part of the plan has been to, even pre-pandemic, was to invest in digital marketing. So is that something so you're involved in this company, but also as an entrepreneur, what would be, if someone was an entrepreneur now, or maybe they're considering a career change or whatever might be going on for them, what are some must-do things on your marketing list that you would tell them? Make sure you do this, this, and this. What would that be?
I would say provide a service, right? First of all, the people that provide the most value and service to others are the ones that are going to be successful in any career change, right? I believe I provide a lot of services with my studio, even though it's a brick and mortar kind of business. We also providing a lot of value with this education, and also helping people taking action by giving them access to all the tools and the solutions that we have. So if you are an entrepreneur, a small business owner, think about the services that you're providing, the value that you're adding. The higher the value, the better return you have on your services.
I love
right?
that. So just thinking of how much, there's a lot of famous quotes about that, but it sounds like what you're saying is basically like just give.
I give my classes. They have no cost. They're available to the public. I teach my classes every Mondays online. Anyone can jump in and watch. My classes are 30 minutes. I add value. And what is that I'm doing with this? I'm offering information, educating people. So if they need my help in taking action, I'm there for them. And you can do that with any business, right? You help, you create a need, and you help people accomplish that by guiding them and providing the expertise that you have. Right. And you can do a lot of that with digital marketing. Right. I can text you a blog today about an article on how to eliminate your credit card debt, and you can read it on your phone. Right. You don't even have to have an email address. I think that's the future, right? I mean, you are an expert in marketing.
There is a lot. I'm actually rolling out a texting campaign myself. That's a whole nother show. But yeah, texting is huge. It's email marketing is still big. I think people still like being reached that way. Your phone is something that's very personal. So if someone's gonna opt in to receive something from your text from on their phone, I think it's going to have to be even more personalized than the email stuff, like sort of that always what's in it for me. But what I love what you're talking about here is people are always asking me, what's the next hottest marketing thing, Misty? What do I need to be doing? What should we be doing this? And I read this and I took a class and they said I need to be doing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? But it always comes down to what you're saying, that foundation of service, because people, we'd say this a million times on the show, people do business with people that they like. And they can read you, right? They know if you really care about them and you really want to do business with them. And that, I think, is, and we're seeing that even with major corporations, by the way. Just start to pay attention to commercials that you see on TV or when you're streaming shows or however you consume information. And you're going to see a lot of it is about what those brands are doing for people in the community or for their own employees. So we're just we're craving and we're looking to be more connected. And so I love that you're saying that as a marketing tip, not just like, oh, build your email list, but whatever it is that you're going to do, whatever path it is that you choose to follow, it makes sure that you're adding value. And I think that that's an excellent tip.
Yeah. And really be, like you said, genuine and care about people. Right. I'm talking to clients all day long about their future, their finances, their families, their kids, serious things, it can impact them for the rest of their lives. Right. It's no joke, right? Yeah. The same when you're providing a campaign or marketing, or it could put somebody out of business. Those things are really serious. I think that when you care and you really approach from a place of being really genuine and give your best, and also using all the tools that you have. Right. So there's a lot of options these days. I think we're very lucky. In the past, people had to take an airplane to go to a meeting, to get there, talk to somebody. It was hard, right? The world, especially last year, we got smaller and smaller. Let's take my previous work in yoga. Okay. With the pandemic, everybody went online, right? And if you had a teacher in New York that you loved practicing yoga with, then you could do yoga with that teacher on your Zoom from your living room. Right. And you didn't have to fly to New York, get in a hotel, renting, going to the workshop, waiting for the teacher to offer a class that you could attend. And everything got really smaller, right? I think we all got more connected and we have all this infrastructure now. And I think we should use it. Yeah. We should use it. We should use the social media. We should use communication, videos, interviews, blogs, and content, emails, your websites. It's everything that you can use, because like you said, some people still love emails. Other people may just use social media.
Right.
You can't just choose one.
Exactly.
Because people have different, like, even in social media, some people just read stories and other people just read posts.
Yeah.
Some people read just like this and other people just read like that.
And some people really like videos, which are growing, and some people want to read it. So I'd rather read it.
read it.
Than watch a video, to be honest.
I like feeds. I don't like stories. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody have those.
Everyone has their preference, but you're exactly right. That's why you need to really be thinking about, okay, how can I be in these different areas? But same thing, how am I providing value in these different areas?
Yeah,
so
sharing. I post, as you saw, my LinkedIn. I post content about these classes. I connect articles that people can read it and take action right there if they don't want to come to my classes or read the book. Providing value as much as you can.
I love that tip. That's an excellent tip. All right. So we actually, surprisingly, only have a few minutes left already.
My God,
yeah,
this
they're
was
busy.
Quick.
Yeah, they're busy in the studio today. So I don't want to, hold up this seat and then have somebody yelling at me in the background. I'm just kidding. They don't really do that here. But I do want to just say, okay, so how can somebody connect with you? How can they find these fabulous classes that you hold for free every Monday?
So I have a website, if you like to visit. It's called How Money Works, which is the name of our book. And then
so it's just How Money Works.
How Money Works, Cybele Chamas, my first and last name.
Okay,
if you saw my name on the interview.
Right.
I'm also on many of the social media platforms. Cybele Chamas is my handle. I have an Instagram account, a Facebook account, a LinkedIn account. I don't have a Twitter, but all of those. But the website, How Money Works Cybele Chamas, you can read, watch videos. You can actually read presentations, blogs, and you can reach out to me. And every Monday, I teach a class at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for 30 minutes. All the content of my classes are based on the book, and every class is a different chapter. So you can jump in any class, learn something interesting. We talk about various topics: inflation, taxes, debt, and we make it fun and easy.
Every Monday is a different topic.
Every Monday is a different topic.
Financial, basically.
30
classes.
minutes, free classes.
Wow.
Anyone can jump in and learn something.
That's amazing.
What else? Oh, also now I am going to companies, organizations, and even schools. So if you're watching this and you have a group of people, your team or your company, you wanted me to come and teach the same classes I do on Zoom to your people, so it's more interactive. We can have questions and answers. We are starting to do that. I'm actually going live to many places. And I think that is wonderful that we can actually start doing that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's a relief to be able to start to go out a little bit. So, and connect with people, because you're right. The digital thing is awesome. And it's been great to being able to take classes virtually and all that kind of stuff. But there's something just about
it's great to see you here.
I know. This is like,
I'm like, oh, it's so good to be here with you.
I know. Every time someone comes here, they're like, oh my God, people. So we're here. Anyway, so we're here every Monday. I want to thank you so much for being here.
So
Make sure that you connect with Cybele. Her name is on here on the screen again. Check out those free classes every Monday night at 8:00. And she's a different topic every week. And thank you again for being here. Maybe we can have you on again.
I would love to come.
That would be great. Okay.
And I have a copy of the book for you as a gift.
No.
So I'm going to leave one for you.
Thank you.
Also, we have in Spanish now as well. Cómo funciona el dinero.
Oh.
Actually, many languages. We have in Chinese the book and Spanish. But I'm going to give you the English version.
Thank you.
I brought it for you.
I don't need my husband reading it to me, telling me what's going on.
Thank you for having me.
Not so good. Well, thank you so much for being here. We will see you guys next week for another Marketing Monday. If you want to be a guest or you have any questions that you'd like us to address for you, please make sure to just reach out to me personally. We'll be happy to help you with that. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful, oh my gosh, we're in May already. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you soon.